Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about the diversity in the living world. Yes, students. In previous lecture, we are studying about the life and what are the characteristics, important characteristics of living being. Now, in this video lecture, we are just going to describe about the diversity in living world. So students, before going to discuss about the diversity in the living world, the first term is stuck in the mind, that is the biodiversity. Yes students, biodiversity. What is the means of this term? Students, this term is derived from the Greek word bio. Yes, as you very well know that bio, what is the means of bio? The bio means life, and diversity means varieties. Varieties, or you can say that various various types. So students, here the biodiversity, the term biodiversity means the variety of species, or you can say that organisms, that includes plants, animals and microorganisms on this earth. So students, the term biodiversity was firstly coined by Walter G. Rosen. Yes students, Walter G. Rosen was the first scientist who gave the term biodiversity in 1985. Yes students, this is very recent when the term biodiversity was coined by Walter G. Rosen. Now students, what is, again the question will be rising, what is diversity in species or diversity in organism? Then about 1.7 to 1.8 million of species have been discovered till today. Among the vast number of organisms on the earth, about 1.7 to 1.8 million, it means 17 to 18 lakhs of animal, plant and microorganisms are discovered till today. And to study about this vast number of organisms on the earth reveals to the term biodiversity. Now students, how many number of animals and plants have been discovered till today? Just have a look. About 6.5 to 7.5 lakh of animal species, and about 9.5 to 10.5 lakh of plant species have been discovered. In animal species, the animals and microorganisms, yes students, microorganisms were also included in this number, about 6.5 to 7.5 lakh. Now students, to study about this vast number of animals and plant species, it is very difficult to have a record about these number of plant and animals one by one. Taken an example, when we are write an essay on a pet animal, then easily 1 to 2 pages or 3 pages get filled, in which we only mention about the physical characteristics and what is the behavior, nature, color, shape, size, structure, like that. But in biodiversity, we study the internal as well as external, anatomical and morphological, both structures very well. Besides them, each and every internal organs has what kind of function and of what kind of cells they are formed, like that. So on each species there will a book can be completed. There is a book can be completed. So students, it is required to classify the animals on the basis of their interrelationship and interrelated characteristics, so that their study can be easily carried by a person in very short duration of time, and the common characteristics can be studied under the common heads. One thing more, in these vast number of species included the smallest microorganism on our earth is Mycoplasma gallisepticum, that is also called PPLO, Pleuropneumonia like organism. Yes, PPLO, Pleuropneumonia like organism, which is of about 0.01 micrometer in diameter. The smallest plant, Wolffia smallest plant on earth, the tallest tree, Sequoia, which is also called redwood tree. Yes, students, the redwood tree is the Sequoia, which is world largest, or you can say that world tallest tree. Its height is of about 165 meter. Yes, students, about 165 meter in height. This redwood tree, which is commonly known as Sequoia tree. Now, students, it also includes the largest animal, which is blue whale. It is about 30 meter in length, and which forms the weight of nearly 50 to 80 elephants. It is the largest animal on our earth. The largest land animal is elephant, but the largest animal on the earth is blue whale. So, friends, what we see it includes the minute, microscopic organism to the tallest and largest organism on our earth in the biodiversity. So students, to study about these animals or these organisms, these plants, there is need to be classified them on the basis of similar and dissimilar characteristics. Similar and dissimilar characteristics, which is called classification of living organism. Now we are going to discuss about the classification of living organism. What is the importance of classification? We also discussed about the importance, but first of all, classification of living organism. Classification is the process in which the organism having similar or common characteristics, behavior, nature are included into a group. This is called classification. Then whoever first have idea of classification? Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus is regarded as the father of classification. He first gave the idea to classify the vast number of organisms on the basis of similar characteristics into a group in 1751. That's why Carolus Linnaeus is regarded as the father of classification. Father of classification. Classification makes the study about the organism, their identification, their nature and behavior very easy. Now students, the one problem after the classification is also arises. What is the name of the group? What is the name of the group is put when the organisms are classified having similar characteristics. Then a new term also get added, that is the taxonomy. Yes students, taxonomy, the another term is also added into the event or history of the biology, that is the taxonomy. So students, let's first discuss about taxonomy. What is taxonomy and from where this term get originated? Students, taxonomy is also the term that is derived from the Greek word taxa. That means group. Taxa means group. And nomos. Nomos means to give name. To give name. It means taxonomy is the branch of biology in which we study about the principle, the method by which the group name of organisms can be given on the basis of their similar and are common behavior and characteristics. So students, now the another question will be arises, who gave the concept of taxonomy first? Then students, again the name will come, that is the Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus gave many more contributions in the history of the historical event and history of the biology. That's why Carolus Linnaeus was after the discovery of this method of giving name to the group, it means taxonomy. Carolus Linnaeus is also regarded as the father of taxonomy. Now students, what is the benefits, or you can say that what are the characteristics, main characteristics of the classification and taxonomy? The main benefits of classification and taxonomy: it makes our study very easy, so we can study about more number of organisms having common characteristics in very short duration of time. It makes the classification and taxonomy both makes the grouping of organisms, having similarity next, the identification of organism become easier and many more benefits of classification was introduced by the Carolus Linnaeus after the taxonomy. So students, in next video lecture we will going to discuss about the main characteristics as well as what are the basic concept by which the name of the organism can be given. It means about the binomial nomenclature. So thanks students for joining today's video lecture.